in addition to triads, there are also other kinds of chords, and one that's very common is seventh chords. Now, seventh chords are a whole other topic, and they're kind of complicated, and really, you shouldn't worry too much about them unless you go on to music theory. However, there is one kind of seventh chord that's very common in music, and so I do think that we should learn that one. And that is the dominant seventh chord. The seventh chord built on the fifth note of the scale. Let's say we're in C major. What's the dominant in C major? The fifth note? G. So, in order to build a dominant seventh chord, all you have to do is make a triad on the fifth note of the scale, and then add another third on top, and that's a seventh from the bottom. Now, the dominant seventh chord is a specific kind of seventh chord, also called major minor. And we call it that because this is a major triad with an interval of a minor seventh from the root to the seventh. So, in any key, you can build a dominant seventh on the fifth scale degree. Now, in major keys, you don't have to do anything more because the chord built on the fifth scale degree is always going to be a dominant seventh chord. But of course, in a minor key, we have to think using the harmonic minor, right? Not the natural minor. Because if you remember when we were just learning about minor scales, one of the reasons we raised the seventh note in the harmonic minor was to get a major triad on the fifth note of the scale. Now that you've learned triads, that might make a little more sense to you. So let's use A minor, and now that we've learned about our triads, we can explore why we use the harmonic minor a little bit more, and also talk about seventh chords while we're at it too. So first let's talk about the natural minor. Remember, A minor in the natural minor doesn't have any sharps or flats. So here's our 5 chord. And here's a 1 chord. Let's put another A on top just for fun. Okay. Hopefully you read the chapter on scale degree names, and so these Roman numerals and the names that I'm saying make sense to you. It's not really worthy of its own video, so I hope you'll just go and read that chapter that covers scale degree names. Anyway, this is our dominant, and here's our tonic, and without changing anything, just in the natural minor, I'm going to play that chord progression for you so you can hear what it sounds like. Does it sound completely final, like you're used to hearing at the end of a piece of music? Well, right now, I should have written in lowercase 5, because right now, this was a minor 5 chord and a minor 1 chord. We're used to hearing a major triad at the end of a piece, even in a minor key. So that's why we raise the 7th scale degree. Remember, we're in A minor, so G would be the 7th scale degree. And now this gives us a major triad here, because E to G sharp is a major third, and then E to B is a perfect fifth. So let's hear what I have written here. Does that sound more final to you? Well, if I want to make it even more final sounding, I might add a 7th to my 5 chord. Now remember, in order to make a dominant 7 in a minor key, we have to be using the harmonic minor. So we have to raise the 7th scale degree. And then we add a 7th on top. And normally, you'll see it written like that, 5, 7, going to 1. And let me play that for you as well. You might hear it voiced like this. It's my 5-7 going to 1 in A minor. Other than dominant 7th chords, I really wouldn't worry too much about 7th chords this semester. If you choose to go on and take music theory, then you'll learn more about 7th chords at that time.